We told you a couple of days ago, didn't we, about the battle and, of course, the sort of fallout regarding Meghan Markle and, of course, Vogue World. Allegedly, she seems to be not exactly flavour of the month in the glossy magazine sector. Fascinating to note. And as we also pointed out, really, about 5 years ago now, she was the darling of Vogue, all thanks to the then editor, Edward Enninful, who invited her to be the very first guest editor in the magazine's 103-year history. 5 years, of course, in the fashion world is a long time, and you suddenly find yourself out of fashion, don't you? But it's interesting when you dig a little bit deeper, and those people that were quite frankly working at Vogue in that particular period then leave and are quite frank and open about exactly what it was like working alongside, albeit for a very brief period, Meghan Markle. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. By the way, this is going to make you feel, well, young, isn't it? Absolutely. Because way back in 1960, Chubby Checker was #1 with The Twist. Can you still do it? Don't show off. No, there's no need. I believe you. Well, try. Be careful getting back up. You know what it's like. Hips weren't what they were. Never mind Shakira, hips don't lie, mine do. You know, climbing stairs, nightmare, isn't it? It's lovely that we can share these things with each other. Back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. Now, what's interesting here is, as you know, and I've just pointed out, Meghan was the darling of Vogue. And that particular issue, Forces of Change or something like that, full of all the people that Meghan felt had made such an impact, literally, on the world. People like Michelle Obama, Jane Fonda, never met her, you know. Jamila Jamil, yes, another non-entity that popped up on the archetypes thing, you know. And as we pointed out at the time, everybody over here was absolutely appalled that our wonderful monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, wasn't even featured, wasn't even mentioned. It was about powerful women who'd done a lot, etc. What's interesting now to note, though, is, according to a very well-placed source, Meghan Markle was indeed keen at some point to include the then Duchess of Cambridge inside said feature. Now, what apparently happened, and as ever we have to say allegedly, was simply this. Basically, Catherine said, well, you know, I'll give it a thought, what's the idea, that type of thing, and then very gently and respectfully said, will Her Majesty the Queen be included? And apparently when told not, then again, allegedly, the whole thing was shut down from Catherine's point of view. She apparently could not believe that an icon of our times, after many years of service, was simply not included. Now, I'm not quite sure whether anybody suggested to Meghan that perhaps she should have a rethink and include our late monarch, but clearly that didn't happen. Even the higher people up in Vogue didn't see fit to maybe have a gentle word in her shell-like. But it's interesting to note, isn't it, years later, you find out exactly why Catherine obviously thought about it and thought, well, you know, this might be good. It could be a little bit of a bonding thing together. But then, of course, her respect, quite frankly, her ultimate respect for our late monarch, Her Majesty the Queen, outruled it. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what happened after that. But as I always say here on the show, it's a developing story, and no doubt I will find out. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.